Hello everybody, I'm coming at ya barefaced, just showered, in my robe, and we're gonna do a fun chatty Q&A today. We have lots to catch up on, haven't done a Q&A in forever, and I posted one of those little question bubbles on my Instagram story, and I actually got a lot of questions, so thank you so much for that. So cool that you guys are even remotely interested in what I have to say. So I'm just gonna do my makeup, do my hair. I want to feel cute today. It's been like a rough week, and I think that getting ready a little bit will help. I'll also talk you through how I've been doing my makeup, which products I've been reaching for, how I've been caring for my hair in quarantine, and we'll just do like a fun life update. I got a lot of questions about dating, going back to New York, my job, self-care, mental health, my opinions on various topics. So it's gonna be spicy, it's gonna be fun, it's just gonna be like a good old-fashioned catch-up video. So hopefully you guys are into it, and hopefully I don't ramble on too long. But this video probably will be a long one, so grab a cup of coffee and let's just like sit down and catch up and do our makeup together. I feel like we're all starved for human connection, so hopefully I can provide some of it. So basically, I just washed my hair and did like my skincare stuff. In the shower I use this Solu Sea Salt Scrub Cleanser from Davines, which is the company I work for. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name is Michelle. I'm a 25-year-old gal who is quarantining in Montana currently, but I live in New York and work in the beauty industry. I work in social media marketing for Davines North America, and so I use a lot of Davines products. And then I used the Minu hair mask. This is a color protecting hair mask. It's very good for like caring for your color. I use that in the shower, and then out of the shower I use this Natural Tech Nourishing Keratin Sealer. This is a keratin treatment to help repair your split ends in between hair appointments. So yeah, love that. But quarantine has done wonders to my hair because I'm not using as much heat on it. I'm not washing it as often, so it's grown a lot. So I guess while I put on this Laura Mercier foundation primer, I can talk about my hair growth because I got a few questions on like how to grow your hair. Of course, I will mention the basic tips of try to use less heat, use quality hair products, but for me it's been a lot of patience. It's been like a year and a half of growing out my hair, and it's still like not really as long as I want it to be. And then also like I just haven't been getting the suggested amount of trims that you're supposed to get like every few weeks. I would say try to like back off on trims. Instead of every few weeks, maybe every few months. Obviously keeping your hair healthy and trimmed is essential for hair growth, but I haven't been cutting it or trimming it as much, and it's grown a lot. Take that how you will. Not a professional hairstylist, but that's just what I did. I just backed off the trims completely until I had more length to be able to sacrifice, and I saw a lot more growth. So that's just me, that's just my journey. But my hair does grow really fast. I have a lot of hair, it grows fast, and unfortunately it grows fast and thick everywhere else on my body. So at least I'm benefiting in the head hair department because it's a struggle. I would say that I got an overwhelming amount of people wanting to know how long we're staying in Montana and when we'll go back to New York. Good question. I honestly have no idea. So while I chat about this, I'm going to do my foundation. I'm using the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous foundation. This is just like an OG, and I always go back to it. It's a drugstore product. It's amazing. Also, I put it on like this, which is very unique, I would say. I also have like quite a few breakouts right now, which are not cute. I do this so that I don't get any on my hand, and I just don't have to worry about washing it off. So basically, Aline and I came to Montana on the 17th of March to be with family during quarantine. And obviously, if you see anything about the news, you know that New York is like the hotspot for coronavirus right now, and it's very sad and very scary. We will be going back to New York when it's safe to do so, and right now it's so dangerous. Lockdown was extended until May 15th, and I was not surprised in the slightest. So we're just gonna sit tight here until it's safe to go back. Like, I have no idea. Being optimistic, I would hope end of May, early June, but who knows at this point. Going hand in hand with that, someone asked, are you still paying for your bills in New York City? Did they give you rent reductions? We have not had any rent reductions yet. Hopefully we will get rent reductions. That would be great. Or like a rent freeze, but right now we're still paying for our rent, which sucks because we're obviously not there. Next, we're gonna do some concealer. I'm using the Instant Age Rewind concealer from Maybelline, another great drugstore product, mainly on my under eyes because I tend to get dark circles. What do you miss most about New York? Oh god, like everything. I would say just probably like my old life. I obviously love Montana. I feel so blessed to be with my family right now and getting all this family time that I otherwise wouldn't have had. But I lived at home all through college. I lived in Montana for 10 years. I moved away for a reason. So I obviously miss my old life. I miss living and working in New York and like seeing my friends and living in a big city. I also just miss the old energy in the city pre-pandemic. When we left, there was just so much defeated, fearful energy that was very unlike New York. The spirit of the city felt a little bit crushed, and that honestly breaks my heart. So that probably is like one of the main things that I miss about the city, is just the overall energy and spirit. Now that foundation and concealer have been applied, I'm going to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance on my lids to reduce oiliness. I get really oily eyelids. Going hand in hand with the New York questions, someone asked, how long do you think you'll be in New York City? I really don't know. Some days I'm like, I want to live here forever, literally bury me in New York City, and other days I'm like, I don't know how long I could do this for. I think like a safe estimate is like, I will reassess when I have kids, if I have kids, which obviously won't be for a while. I would say that it probably depends mostly on my work situation and what opportunities present themselves, slash my relationship slash family situation. I could see myself in New York for the next like 5 to 10 years, give or take, but you obviously, like, you can't plan what'll happen and you never know. But at this point, I'm not done with the city yet, not even close. Someone asked what my favorite things about being home right now are, and that's an easy answer. Just getting to spend time with my family that I otherwise would not have had. It's really special. Like, I never thought that I'd be living at home for 1 month to like 2 or 3 months again, and it really is nice to get all this family time in. Obviously, I'm very, very close to my family and we love each other a lot. So as much as I do miss like living in New York and everything being back to normal, and they're definitely hard days, it's super, super nice to be with my family again. I would also say the access to nature and like hiking trails and being able to like go outside and get space and breathe and get fresh air, it's such a luxury, and I feel so lucky to have that right now. A lot of people wanted to know about my job, which is really, really cool. I do want to do more job related content, but I will say, for everyone asking about how I got my job, internships that I had, I will link down below a video that I did all about my job and how I got my job and my career story down below, just for time's sake, since I've already been filming for 20 minutes. Right now I've been just going ham with this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder, just to like set everything in place. My skin has been really weird lately. Has anyone else just been having weird, not great skin? Moving on, we're gonna bronze because I've been so pale. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm translucent at this point, so we're gonna go into bronzer. I'm using this Morphe palette, which was a gift from my friend Gabby. So yes, watch that video for more information about my job, but for everyone asking about like work from home tips and how my mental health and productivity have been working from home, honestly, some days are better than others. I overall have been quite productive. I think that I've been managing this pandemic stress by keeping myself busy, but it's obviously different for everybody. Like, some people need more rest, some people need to like distract themselves by keeping themselves busy. So overall, I feel like I've been getting more work done at home. I think I work really well from home, which is nice, especially with the setup that I have here in my family home, where we have more space. Everyone's not up in each other's business. I've been working at my dining room table. I think that the main thing that's helped me with productivity and staying on a schedule and getting work done is I try to stay at my desk from my designated work hours. I don't work on the couch, I don't work in bed. For me, that's a slippery slope and I can just see myself not getting anything done. I also obviously will interact with my family, but I try to like keep my distance and stay at my desk working from 7:30 9:30 in the morning to 3:30 because that's like New York 9 to 5, and that way I can be working alongside my coworkers. And then when I get my work done, I can obviously hang out with them and do whatever I want. Something that motivates me also is if I'm really productive and efficient, I get off at 3:30, which gives me so much time to just do whatever I want, relax, hang out with my family, have a good time, and like not think about work for the rest of the day. So that's been really motivating for me. For my bronzer, I've just been applying it like in the 3 method. I've seen a lot of influencers do this like shape pattern, so that's just what I try to mimic. And then also like my nose and my eyelids go along my jawline, move down to my neck a little bit. Makes such a big difference. Oh my god, I feel alive again. As far as mental health goes, some days I'm like fine, and other days I'm just like struggling. My anxiety lately has been so much better. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I have generalized anxiety disorder. I've been like officially diagnosed and everything. And I went on Lexapro a couple years ago, and it like completely changed my life. Obviously consult with a doctor before going on any medication, and medication is not the answer. It doesn't work for everybody, but it like completely just like balanced the chemicals in my brain and like has helped me so much in managing anxiety. So let's end that stigma. But it's not for everybody, and my anxiety was like at a point where it was like paralyzing and completely impacting my life and the decisions that I made, and that's why I sought out help via medication, but not for everybody. Please consult your doctor. So overall, I have gotten to a point where I know how to manage my anxiety, so I would say that it's like my mental health has been like okay, but it's still like a terrifying world that we're living in, and like seeing our city struggle so much, and like knowing that our friends are there and that we have roots there, it's very scary. So yeah, my mental health has been like a roller coaster ride. Some days it'll hit me and I'll freak out and feel like suffocated and really constrained. I feel like what's helped me a lot is just trying to not look too far ahead, just trying to take it one day at a time, practice mindfulness, try to live in the moment, taking it day by day. That's like the main tip that I have. Other things that really help me are like getting away from my phone and doing more creative things that I don't usually have the opportunity to like delve into. So I've been trying to like get back into art and creating and bullet journaling and just like putting my phone down, like maybe putting on a movie, some music, podcast, maybe a YouTube video, and just like distracting myself. That's been really helpful, because obviously even if you're consuming uplifting content on social media, it's still all coronavirus themed, which sucks, and it's hard to be in that mindset all day every day. So that's been helping me a lot, and hopefully that can help you guys too. So I just applied some blush. I used this Tarte blush that I steal from Aline. Blush has made such a big difference in my makeup routine. I look back at videos and I'm like, what was she doing? But it just helps you look more alive and awake and healthy. For highlight, I love this e.l.f. highlight. Like, it's so good. It's so good and so cheap. It's like better than the Glossier Halo Scope, and it's so much cheaper. So yeah, like I just like to apply a shit ton of that on my cheekbones. I also do like a little bit on the nose, a little on the chin. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. What do you miss most about the outside world? I touched on this a bit before, but I would say let's just like keep it light for a second. I really miss my friends, and I miss going out to eat. I don't mess around when it comes to brows. This is a product that I'm happy to invest in, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I need to kind of like draw in my shape. Like obviously I have a nice arch, but like throughout the day it gets very like, so obviously my brows look like a little penciled in right now, but I will use the spoolie to make them look a little bit more natural. I have a lot of hair here, but not as much at the tips. I like a sharp end, and that's why I love this product, because it's so fine that it looks really natural. Ooh, I love this question. Number 1 Davines product you would recommend? I love the Sea Salt Scrub Cleanser. This is a holy grail for me now. Nothing gets my hair and scalp that clean. It's a clarifying scalp scrub, so it's just great if you use a lot of product, if you have a lot of buildup on your scalp, and it just makes everything feel so squeaky clean. I also love this question. If you could live in any neighborhood in New York City where money wasn't a factor, which one would you live in? Love you and love this question. Okay, while I'm doing that, I need to do eyeshadow because I'm getting distracted. So I stole this from Aline. It's just the Too Faced chocolate bar palette. Honestly, I like it, but it's not like a ride or die. So I'm gonna use this like white-ish cream and probably this light taupe and then this like pale orangey tone. That's probably what I'll be using. So stay tuned. If I had my pick of the litter when it came to New York City neighborhoods, no question, I would live in Greenwich Village. It's always a toss-up for me between the Upper West Side and Greenwich Village, but I love how the Village is close to downtown and central Manhattan, but Upper West Side has Central Park and has that I'm living in a 90s rom-com vibe. Both those neighborhoods feel so old New York, and the architecture is beautiful. They still have a neighborhood feel. They're very peaceful, but I love Brooklyn. If I could pick a neighborhood to live in Brooklyn, it would 100% be like Park Slope area. That's a very expensive neighborhood too. Anywhere near Prospect Park is beautiful, but Park Slope is just chef's kiss. If I could be a Park Slope mom, I would die happy. Favorite neighborhoods in Brooklyn to live in and explore? Love this question. My favorite neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Okay, Park Slope, as I just mentioned, is stunning. It's so picturesque. You're near the park. The brownstones are incredible. The homes are beautiful. There's also so many cute like cafes, restaurants, coffee shops, cute little boutiques and things like that. Such a beautiful neighborhood. A lot of like cool families in Brooklyn, like cool hip hipster families live in Park Slope or like Prospect Heights. Prospect Heights is beautiful. I used to live like Crown Heights / Prospect Heights-ish. I loved it. It's very expensive to live in, but you can sometimes get a good deal. I would love to live near that area, like near Grand Army Plaza and Prospect Park. I kind of like it more than Williamsburg, maybe, but I also love Williamsburg and Greenpoint. They're just such fun, youthful neighborhoods. Fort Greene is another neighborhood that's amazing. I believe that's where like Tess Christine and Patrick live. They live in like the Fort Greene area. Again, you're by a park, Fort Greene Park, which is beautiful. They have like little farmers markets and so many cute little bookstores, cafes, and again, such a nice neighborhood vibe, which I really love. Next question, would you consider adopting a dog or cat while living in the city? 100%. A dog, I feel like I would wait until I was older and had more of a flexible schedule where I could either bring the dog to work with me or I was able to work from home more / like hire someone to take the dog on walks, because that is like a big commitment and I take it very seriously. But we would definitely adopt a little cat. I'm very glad we did not do that before all of this shit went down. But when we get back to the city and when things settle down, maybe we move into a new apartment and we're just feeling a little bit more stability, we would 100% adopt a cat, or maybe two. We shall see. All right, I just smudged around my crease and my lower lash line, and now we're ready for mascara. And then I think we're gonna move on to hair, where I will be talking about dating and dating apps and things like that, so stay tuned. But for my mascara, I'm just gonna use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara, another oldie but a goodie. Okay, getting serious for a bit, someone asked, are you disappointed with the federal government's response to the pandemic? 100%. I don't know if you guys can tell, hopefully you've been able to tell by now, that Aline and I are not Trump supporters. We are very liberal. Maybe we have not mentioned it enough. Very disappointed about how this country and our sad excuse for a president have handled this. Next question. Have you been saving a lot of money by being back in Montana? Oh my god, 100%. Obviously, as I mentioned, I am still paying rent, which sucks because I'm not using that space. But besides that, I'm not going out to eat. I'm not really online shopping or buying clothes. I like canceled my Rent the Runway and Newly subscriptions. I am not making like the casual bodega run or like buying coffee out. I've been trying to save as much as I can because I'm in such a lucky position that so far, knock on wood, my income hasn't been affected. which I feel so lucky to be in this situation. It's heartbreaking how many people have been struggling and losing their jobs. My mom and sister are on unemployment, and it's just so rough for so many people right now. So I obviously feel so lucky, and I'm not taking it for granted. I'm trying to save as much as I can because you never know what could happen. Someone asked what my favorite lip color has been, and I always use the Naked Vice lipsticks. They're so good. I love mixing Stark Naked with 1993. I love both on their own, but since we're doing a whole video today, might as well go all out. So that's Stark Naked. It's just like a really pretty nude. And I like these because they're a comfort matte, so they're not too drying. This is a little too matte for me. I've been into the gloss look, so we're going in with another lip product. This is the Laneige Glowy Balm. It's like a nice little gloss. I don't always wear 4 lip products, I just will have you know. But for the sake of this vid, we're getting real cute today. Lips are done. So let's go on to hair and we'll keep chatting. Okay, I moved to the bathroom now and I'm just gonna blow dry my hair. I air dried it a little bit, but it's still damp, so I'm gonna dry it. Okay, the hair has been dried and now I'm gonna plug in my flat iron. I just used this Conair one that I picked up at a drugstore. For the look I want to achieve, I don't think it matters as long as it's like this, like what is this, an inch flat iron, to do some flat iron waves. Going to brush out my hair a little bit. Okay, so I put on real clothes while this battery was charging a little bit because I've been talking so long that it's dying. So we're gonna keep it quite concise. So basically I just do alternating directions when it comes to the waves, and I just kind of like do this old guy and then keep going. So we're gonna start with away from my face and then towards my face and then move down, and then we have a beautiful curl. So basically I have so many amazing questions that I want to answer, so I'll make sure to try and incorporate the topics you all wanted to hear from me in future vlogs or future videos, because it's given me a lot of insight on what y'all want to know. But I'll answer the last few questions while I'm doing my hair.
Great. Maybe I can chime in.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Would you rather live alone in a beautiful countryside palace, ooh, or work hard and live in a city around your family?
Easy. Work hard and live in a city with my family. Like, the one thing that New York is missing is that we're so far from our parents. So
that would be flawless.
Easy answer. I would love to live in a countryside palace, but not alone.
Yeah, no, what a sad life. Also, that question was from Zeeb Alfosob. They said please mention me if you answer. So
hey girl. You probably pronounced that wrong, but
yeah, I'm sorry.
Very sorry.
Fear of finding love / a relationship, especially pressure at a certain age.
That's a very good question. Honestly, I think I've had a couple breakdowns to Aline about worrying about how I'll never find love.
Sure. I think that's
in the past, but yeah, I think it's very normal to feel that, especially as a woman in this society. There's a lot of pressure on like finding a relationship, getting married, having children. I would say that my opinion is that it's very important to pour into yourself and your friendships, because that way you will find fulfillment outside of romantic relationships, which is so important. Because I feel like if you don't have fulfillment outside of a romantic relationship, it's very easy to settle, and I know we've certainly done that in the past. I've also been in many relationships that caused me a great deal of pain, and I felt more alone than ever. So I feel like I've gotten to a point where I can appreciate being alone, because I know that being in a relationship does not equal necessarily happiness and fulfillment and a sense of security. I've been single for the last 3 years and have had some of the happiest times of my life, so I know that I can find that outside of a relationship, but I do know it is hard.
We also don't have friends who think that way. I always forget that there is this stigma in the world around being single for long periods of time, to like what that means, but all our friends are such independent, cool women.
Who you surround yourself with does make a huge impact. I don't know, especially in New York, y'all, people don't get married until they're like 40.
Yeah, so I'm
like,
literally just like,
I'm a child. I'm 25 and I feel like on YouTube and social media that is considered like old, but I feel like not ready for that at all. And I've always known that I'm going to be the like Sex in the City type lady who doesn't settle down until like 30s / honestly 40s. The world is changing and I'm loving it. So going into a little dating update, dating chat, which a few of you guys requested. Someone asked what my favorite dating apps are. I specifically like Hinge and Bumble. I have deleted my Tinder officially because through the grapevine I heard that it's just for hookups now, which isn't exactly what I'm looking for at this point. But if that's your thing, go for it. And as far as a dating update, I was dating when I was back in New York. I was finally like feeling ready to put myself out there and feeling like wanting to prioritize it and just like having fun. But obviously now things are much different. I don't feel like this is a very good environment to continue getting to know someone in because, as Aline so eloquently said, it's easy to feel a false sense of intimacy when there's a global pandemic going around. So I'm kind of stepping back from that, but sometimes when we're bored, we still will like do a little swipey swipe. And
especially
like,
since Hinge is still, you're still in New
York.
Yeah,
your location is still New York. So we've been like casually swiping, but I would say that we're more ready than ever to get back out there, specifically since we've been in isolation with only relatives for a month.
Yeah.
We're like getting there. I also will say it's so hard for me to like someone. Like, I've realized that I am so picky and I just like rarely feel that spark with people. I am ready to get back out there, but at the same time I'm like, I don't like settling for less than fireworks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think there's like a high-key cheesy Carrie Bradshaw quote that's like, settle for
anything less than butterflies.
Yeah, don't settle for anything less than butterflies.
It's about Jack Berger, who is the worst.
Yeah, Jack Berger is trash. But yeah, we've been trying to use this time to, I'd say, pour into ourselves, which 10 out of 10 would recommend. So y'all, I'm gonna finish off with, this is a dry texturizer from Davines. This is my like new fave. It's kind of like a hairspray, but also adds texture and like holds the wave really nicely, because obviously this looks very Shirley Temple-esque. So we're gonna run our fingers through. Okay, and then to finish it off, I'm just gonna throw in some Oi All-in-One Milk. This is kind of like a leave-in conditioner. Great for reducing any frizziness. So I'll do like the ends and then maybe some like baby hairs up top. And I've been obviously not using nearly as much heat lately, but today I wanted to get ready with you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. I will try to answer them or talk about the suggested topics in the next videos that we upload. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your amazing questions. I can't believe anyone is interested in hearing what I have to say, so
what we have to say.
Really appreciate you. And yeah, take care of yourselves and be patient with yourselves during this time. We're sending y'all lots of love, and we'll be back very soon with the next video. Bye!